You're recording, right?
Yes. Okay. This is a discussion, a book discussion that we're having today here at the West Orange Public Library. Our time to start is right now, it's 1:30. I like to describe my position here at the library. I am one of the reference librarians here. My position here is adult services / outreach librarian. I am really happy to have Sarada. I'm going to try not to mess up her last name, so I will just call her Sarada. But we've been on this track here for a little bit. Things before didn't pan out, but I am glad that she's here today. I want to share with everybody her book, which is called Home at Last, and I'm going to put it over here. My interest in this particular subject matter is that I've had a little bit of experience meditating myself. And I feel it's really necessary in these times to try to find some comfort within. And I think this particular book does that, and it does it slowly. And I'm hoping to not only present here, but present other opportunities in the coming weeks or months with Sarada, because I feel that it will be beneficial to the community to understand what meditation is all about. Sarada comes from Princeton. She worked in the pharmaceutical industry. The book has a wonderful picture of her in her backyard, and I'd like you to see it, but I tell you the truth, that is one backyard, Sarada. Looks gorgeous.
Very, very quiet and serene. Yes.
Oh, I could tell it really is, and there are the deer in the background, so she has that sense of enlightenment, but also the sense of finding a place within her home to be able to meditate. And she talks a lot about that in her first chapter, describing, her roots and, how far she's come. We are going to try to look at chapter 1, chapter 2, which is, I like that chapter, and chapter 3. See if we can be able to go through those. And then I will have some questions and some excerpts from her book, and see if we can discuss that. At this point, I'd like to introduce Sarada and allow her to take over the discussion.
Thank you, Jose.
You're welcome.
Such a nice intro about me. And also, I want to thank you for having me here on this Zoom interaction, so people can understand what I'm going to be talking about. My emphasis today is going to be on actually meditation. Actually, my book is like Jose was showing you. Home at Last means actually that is what is meditation and what does it do to us eventually, how we get to that point of knowing the truth, what everybody calls, or enlightenment, self-realization. There's so many names you can go by. And that's what it talks about. How do we all get to that point of knowing or experiencing that journey within. That's what the book talks about. How did I do it? Through meditation practice. There are other practices people do: yoga, devotion, prayers, going to church. There are a lot of ways people reach out to God, as you all know. But I think the best method, as I see, as I hear, as I felt, was through meditation. Meditation is the direct method, and it takes you to taps into your divine essence that we all have within each one of us. And that's what we have to do. That's the purpose of our existence to begin with. Otherwise, think about it. Why are we here? What's the purpose of our existence? Why are we doing this day-to-day life, going through old age, going through fear, anger, this, that, prejudice? What are all these attributes we carry along with us? How do you get rid of them? What is the calmness? When does that calmness and the peace comes about? And that's what meditation does. It does wonders to our existence, not just to get enlightenment, but in our day-to-day life. It does wonders, meditation. So today's emphasis is going to be on meditation, how to meditate, what are some of the things, and I know Jose is going to ask some questions. I'll be responding to them. So, and then I'll give you some tools and techniques we can use that will benefit everyone if they want to just learn to meditate or already been meditating. That's what this is all about. Thank you.
Welcome. I like to start by when I've meditated, because I've gone to, there's a place down in Jersey City, but I know there's different ways. I mean, there's different, let's say, traditions. Sarada, are there different traditions of meditating? Would you say?
Oh, definitely. There are millions of ways people can meditate.
Right.
The end point in all the techniques is same.
Right.
Reaching that quietude and the silence and that perfect tranquility state is the same at the end point. You can go through any teacher or learn any other method you want, regardless of your religion, your race, your gender. It doesn't matter. There are hundreds of ways to meditate.
Right.
Whatever is comfortable to you.
Right. And the thing is that this particular place where it still exists, their meditation practices were very helpful for me to, I mean, if I'm glad in a way that if I had a few seconds where I wasn't thinking, I felt that was good.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of my first questions is, what should I do if I keep falling asleep while I meditate? And that's always been a struggle for me.
Yes, that happens a lot. If you're not meditating or you never did, you're a beginner, a lot of people try to do that and they fall asleep while they're trying to quiet down or settle down. But there's a way to do that. Like they say, practice makes it perfect. You have to do a couple of things prior to your meditation. Don't always meditate right after a full meal. You know what I'm saying? That'll put you to sleep right away. You don't want to eat. You don't want to eat a full meal and then start meditating the minute you finish eating. No, you've got to give it for digestion to take place. Let the food almost gone. Or don't meditate before, not eating anything. You're starving. Your mind is going to be always on food. You want to go eat. So don't do these things. Try to find a place, same time, without all these things. Finish all your chores first. Finish all your tasks you need to do. So you're not having your mind always distracted, So you have to make it a point to do that. First thing you need to do that, don't eat too much, don't eat too less. Try to eat, properly so you're not starving when you're meditating. You can't do that. Then you won't fall asleep. You will try to be, in that quietude. You try to sit still, and practice makes it perfect. Eventually, you'll be able to sit 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and that becomes a habit. That's what happens.
You know, I have tried, because it is, you know, I have my issues, but when I, I feel like I'm in the right path going forward, I try to meditate before I get up.
That's a
And that's because I've seen other people do the same thing. Before getting up, they will meditate.
perfect time to meditate.
Yeah. And I feel that once I do get up and I do spend some time, that that my day seems like it's focused and I'm ready to take on the challenges.
Perfect. That's true. You should,
Right.
and I mean, I always meditate before I get up and also before I sleep in the night. I do two times, you know.
Oh, you do.
So that's a good
Okay.
idea too. I mean, it doesn't have to be long for the beginners. You can do 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the night. That's good enough, you know. And your day would go nice, like you just said. You know, you have a calmness that develops within you eventually, and you're supposed to you'll perform your tasks much easier.
Right. Right. Sarada, how do you stay focused? Because I think that's one of the issues that I find very hard to try to keep myself focused on meditating.
Well,
How do you,
yeah, when you say focused, where do you usually focus?
um,
Is there a point you focus at, or is that just you close your eyes and you start meditating, or
oh no, I
is there a
just,
technique? Is there a technique you use?
um, I haven't developed a technique. No, what I just try to do as much as I can is, you know, listen to my breathing, right?
Right.
Um, you know, and then just try. I mean, I keep it as simple as possible. Just try to breathe and be able to get myself in a situation where I'm calm.
Yep, that's good
But
to begin
what
with.
I'm saying is that how do we keep that, you know, that flow of everyday meditating? I mean, is it just a matter of you know, every morning before getting up, meditating? Is that what it is? Because sometimes I feel like I'm lost a little bit. Like I'm like, oh, no, not today. I
Right.
need to run out to go to work. I mean,
Yep.
how do we stay focused in what's important in life?
Yeah. We first thing we need to do is prioritize our time, our intent, your desire that you want to do that. You have to make sure this is what I want every day. You know, this is what I'm going to do, regardless if it disturbs me, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do it every day, same time, same place. I'll find a place where I'm at peace, no television, no distractions or kids, what have you, if you have some. It has to be solitary. You sit quietly without anybody around you, and then gently close your eyes. Keep your spine straight, back straight, not like this, not like this, you know. It
Yeah,
has to be straight because the energy always travels from the bottom to the top. All the chakras, you must have heard the term,
right,
subtle energy centers. They all will work proper if your posture is straight, you're sitting straight, and your head is, you know, shoulders back. And try to prioritize your time to do it every day, same time, same place. And when you said focus, don't stress yourself. Remember, meditation is not something you're struggling. It has to be it's a focus without force. You can't do that. And it's very gentle way of, you know, being everything in order and trying to gently close your eyes. And I usually focus on my center of my two eyebrows. This is called third eye area.
right,
I focus there. And that's, you got to pick a spot where you want, like you said, you focus on your breathing. Some people do
right,
that. I know
right,
that. Or
right,
you can focus on your third eye and just concentrate. You know, it's like I said, no forcing, focus without, you know, too much
right.
force. It quietly takes you there.
I see. I see. Here's another question. can meditation really improve my health? And the reason why I say that, because I have some long existing ailments. And um, I mean, medicine is medicine. I take medicine for some of my ailments, but I'm also wanting to, to be able just to listen to my body when it reacts to, maybe some food or medicine. I mean, can meditation, help me, improve my healthy, my health in terms of, some of the things that I'm going through right now.
Definitely. It's a yes for everything you said. Like I said earlier, when I was talking, introducing myself, meditation is not just for getting enlightenment. It is for day-to-day life to be in a tranquil, balanced, evenness, equanimity you develop through that meditation. So you function well without too much anger, too much frustration or stress, which causes all these imbalances within us, it calms
Right.
everything. Because when you're meditating, what you're doing is realigning all our energy fields within us. So they're all balanced. So you think better and you're more tranquil with that and you're able to function well. Yes, you can take care of, and your health gets much better without your knowledge. Because everything is in balance within you. You don't take easily outside negative forces as much as normal people do. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
calm you down. It will it's kind of, the aura gets enlarged. Your aura within you protects you in a way when you're meditating. That's the purpose of that. And health will improve. Your aging will improve. You won't age very fast. There are lots of them. I can name so many of them, BP will go down. You don't have a BP problem, stress and agitations, anger issues, everything is subsided. But you
Right.
got to meditate and practice all the time. Make it a part of your life, part of your day, just like
Right.
we watch a TV show every day or something.
Right.
We can afford 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, meditating, contemplating on ourselves. Why are we here otherwise?
Yeah.
And that does wonders, really.
You're absolutely correct, because I analyze my life and I see how much I do too much with very little bit of time. And that's because of the stresses of, living here in the United States. It's just everything. It's
And that's
just,
the problem with a lot of people, is the rat race. The minute you get up, you're always doing. Doing is not always good for us, You got to calm down, settle down,
right.
contemplate and think about our divine within. Try to
Yeah.
reach out to that calmness,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
tranquility. You need that.
Yeah.
And then you function
Exactly.
better. Whatever you're doing, you can do a million things then after that. Everything will work out.
True. True. Here is another question. Um, you know what? I think you've answered this, but this next question, it says, how can I find the time to meditate in my busy schedule? And we talked about that one.
Yeah, I already talked.
Yeah.
You have to
So,
prioritize. That's the one word. Prioritize your life. Prioritize your time.
yeah,
Then you can do that.
exactly. Here's another question. And I, this one is a very deep question. And that's because I've read a couple of books and they always talk. Well, anyway, let me just, it says, does the past and future really exist?
Those do. Well, past and future are something I think our mind or insight created ourselves. Past exists naturally, but that's gone. It should be gone. We shouldn't think about it. You see, the meditation, the most problematic thing is thinking about the past and the future. They always say, oh yeah, I did this. I got to fight with somebody and that's going to bombard me with this. Or I got fired from a job, whatever happened to you 10 years ago or 5, they keep coming back to you. You gotta let that go. Meditation will release that. Past should go. It's not important anymore. Future, you don't even know what the next minute is going to take you. So live in the present moment, like all these teachers would tell you. There are a lot of gurus and teachers,
Right.
enlightened beings will tell you. Present moment is all you should worry about. What are you doing right now? You're talking to me. You're getting some information. That's all your focus should be. Then everything will subside. The future will go. You don't worry about it. What's going to happen next? Your past, you don't care. It's gone.
Right.
You do it, but you can get rid of them.
Right.
It's
Right.
your mind that created everything,
Yeah. And, you know, I, it's been, I would say I started in all this, and I really do try during the day not to think about things that happened in the past or in the future. I try to keep it as much as I can in the present moment. But it just seems that I just devote, I just go there. I just go to,
That's a
oh, well, this is,
yeah, that's a natural thing. A lot of people do dwell on those
yeah,
things. But
yeah,
there's a way to disconnect as well. And through meditation is the best way, actually.
right.
It raises
So,
all the thoughts will subside. You don't have to think
right.
about it anymore.
So more meditation, more of those forces that just release. They'll just go away because then you're in a when you're meditating, you're in a better place. So that's why would you say you don't really worry about the past and the future?
Exactly. When you're meditating, what it eventually does is take you to a quietude, the tranquil spot, without any effort on your part. In other words, you are not making that tranquility come about. It will create that tranquility. It will take you to that dimension of quietude, silence, state of beingness. That's what it's called. Silent state of beingness. That's what's needed. And you get that from meditation. When you're in that silence, all the thoughts will go, all the mind will constantly giving these issues with the past and the future, blah, 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 everything disappear in that quietude. So the aim of meditation is to get to that point of quietude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That comes with practice. That comes with practice.
Let me ask you: would you say that's a place where you call it like maybe heaven, where
Well,
it's your own little your own little area where you know it's bright white, and it's just it
yeah,
illuminates just gorgeous. Would you say that is your
yeah.
area?
That's called self, internal essence of your natural beingness. That's what it's called. It's your state of being that dwells within us, which is called true nature of your being. That's the self. That's your
Right.
God. That's your divine essence. And that state will appear. That's why when you said illumines, yes, it illumines too. Eventually, when you become a great meditator, you will see that your ears are totally shut. You don't hear anything from outside. You're totally absorbed in that state of beingness. It means that quietude. That's what the aim is, should be. That's what eventual endpoint of the
Right.
meditation.
I see. I see.
That's what you call self-realization. That's what's called tapping into your divine essence within you.
Right.
You get to that point eventually.
Right.
And that's why it's so quiet. That's why it's so tranquil. That's why it's so uplifting. We feel refreshed when we come out of it. So, I feel good. Why is that? Why do you feel so good? That's what's all about.
I see. All right. Here is another question. And I was a while back, I was going to St. Peter's College. There was a Jesuit father that practiced Reiki, and we would go to his office, but it was very uncomfortable to sit in one of those, little, I guess, because there was no chairs. But this next question states, can I meditate in a chair or lying down instead of cross-legged on the floor? And you would have to sit there cross-legged, but it was very uncomfortable.
Oh, definitely. Very good question, actually. You know what? That was my problem when I first started meditating. I could not sit in that lotus position with my legs crossed up because my legs would hurt. My knees would hurt. I couldn't focus or concentrate on meditation. I was
Right.
constantly worried about my legs hurting me. Then I stopped. I said to myself, no way, I can't do this anymore. So I got this little stool in my backyard. I sit in that little stool. I mean, as long as I am straight, with my spine straight and sitting still, you could meditate anywhere. You could meditate in a chair or in a stool or a bench, whatever, but
Right.
sit like nice and firm and straight like this, and it's fine. No need for you to meditate in a lotus position. Like a lot of people seem to think that. That's
Right.
just a myth. Because
Right.
you're always focusing on, oh my God, my knees are hurting. Am I doing this? Am I doing that? It's just your mind is elsewhere because of it. And
Right.
you won't be achieving your goal of being tranquil. And
Right.
meditation will not let you meditate. Why do you want to do that? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
my answer is no, you need not sit in a lotus position.
Someone stated to me that walking meditation also is an option.
Well, when they say walking meditation, naturally, some people say that's meditation, but meditation, you're actually meditating all your life when you're focusing on cooking or cleaning, but actual true meditation, meaning you're sitting quietly, closing your eyelids gently, focusing within you. You know what I'm saying? Meditation per se, we meditate all the time when we're focusing on something, right? But that's a
Right.
different type of meditation. But what we want to talk about is how do you get to that quietude within yourself, so you generate that essence outward and you live your life perfectly nice in a equanimity state. And that's
Right.
what we're talking about.
I see. I see.
Anybody can meditate in the park or walking around and quietly just, walking around thinking about it. Yeah, that's sure, it's doable.
Right.
But the real true meditation is what I'm talking about, is you sit still in a quiet place every day and continue doing that. So it'll take you to that place where you should go, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Thank you.
the
Thank you.
practice.
Um, the focus on the breath, right? I know when I'm meditating, I try to listen to my breath. Um, but I might have a few seconds where I'm not thinking about anything, but my breath tell me what I can do about being able to sustain my breath and being able just to have maybe a minute or two of just listening to my breath and being more comfortable with my breath.
Mm, I know I've heard a lot of people focus on their breath when they're meditating, taking a deep breath in and breath out. But I never did that, to be honest with you. What I did was your breath is automatically synchronizes along with how you're meditating. There's no such thing like I need to focus on my breathing in and out. I never did that per se. So
Okay.
I used to, like I told you, I used to focus between my two eyebrows, like center here where the third eye resides. And also there's
Right.
the sixth chakra resides. It's called Christ Consciousness Center, Command
Right.
Center. That's what I call it. With that, you are better off focusing there than breath, in my opinion, because eventually that'll stop all the thoughts that are bombarding. Your mind puts out thoughts, when you're meditating, your thoughts will come and you'll get distracted. So all the distractions will slowly subside when you
Right.
focus in here. And that's the best part, that's why we should try to focus here. Pretend there's a lamp lit up, pretend there is this divine essence or a God that you like, Jesus, or I don't know, Krishna, or whoever title, doesn't matter, or an image that you like, focus that is there, or best is the lamp, the flame of lamp. And slowly you just focus there. It gets bigger and bigger and keeps you that tranquility going. And that's the best part. And that's how I meditated. I never focused on breath. I mean, breath automatically went along with it. It does its own way of breathing in and out slowly. Actually, breath is not even important. After a while, you don't even know you're breathing in and out. That's how it is, the meditation. Eventually, you wouldn't even know that, because it slows down the way you're breathing. It takes over. The meditation is taking over and taking to a different level of being.
Right.
You become a different level of being. That's what the best part.
Sarada, I like to, there was something that I read in your book, and I just wanted to read it because I felt it really, especially this is from the chapter 1. It goes, and it states, Tibetan Buddhists view that consciousness is composed of multiple shades, bands, or levels, not separate layers, but more like mutually interpenetrating forms of energy, from the finest, all radiating, all pervading, luminous consciousness down to the densest form of materialized awareness, which appears to us as our physical body. Can you explain that passage in your book?
Definitely. Today's talk is mostly on meditation, so I didn't want to bring up more than that today,
Yeah.
But my talk would have been eventually, I do a lot of speaking events everywhere. I talk about self-realization, enlightenment, the purpose through practice of meditation. How do one gets to that point, So what I mean by that is that how do we recognize who we are and what we are made up of? And first thing is, we are not what we think we are. We're not this body that we always identify with. We are energy. That's what we are. Consciousness, energy. That's what God is. What do you think God is up there? There's somebody, a figure there with the physical? No. God is consciousness. God is energy. It is universal consciousness. That's part of that is within each one of us. So we just took a form. This is like a human form. Like birds are birds, trees, nature, everything takes a form, correct? We all have form. But inside of that form, the essence is divine essence, which is consciousness or energy. That's what we have to understand first. So what I mean by that statement that one of the Buddhist gentlemen had said, so people seem to think this body is flesh. It's not. It's really energy, intertwined, finest energy of awareness materialized. It just gives the illusion for us. It just makes us think, oh yeah, we're this body, we got to take care of it. We got to have 100 million, operations to make it, keep it young. No, it's just matter, awareness. It's going to deteriorate eventually as we grow older and older. It's going to go away. And when we die, what happens to the body? It just deteriorates and becomes part of earth. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So that way of thinking, a lot of people don't think that because we are thinking, okay, we have this body, we're moving around, we have these hands. In reality, all this is energy as well, is what I was trying to tell everybody. It's just a consciousness, energy. It just seemed like we need this instrument. I call it an instrument. Body is an instrument that makes us move around, do things. Mind makes us think. The human body, human mind is the most highest level in evolution, where we can do and transcend and find the truth. Whereas the bird can't do that, the trees can't do that. They have to evolve. to a certain point and get to a point of humanness. Human body has to have it. Human body is the one with the neurophysiology. We have all that nervous system, all that stuff within us that takes us when we meditate. All those vibrational frequencies align themselves and takes us to divine consciousness. And that's the purpose of the life.
Right.
You
right.
understand that, right?
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
eventually,
I do.
that's the aim of our life. That's where we are supposed to be going. That's where
Right. Right.
That's
Okay.
what I meant. So energy, body is nothing but energy. It's just a, consciousness, awareness, intertwined with a lot of different ways of making us look like we have all this physical.
Sarada, let me ask you, does reincarnation come into, this,
Yeah.
does
Great.
it?
Yeah,
Does it?
great. Yeah, reincarnation, they call it, I think Easterners call it reincarnation. I call it here in West, well, a lot of people understand better when I say cycles of life and death, life and death, life and death. You know what I'm saying? You are born, this is not the only life you got. God only knows how many lives you led before. You're Jose in this life. You might be something else in last life, right? In other words, cycle repeats itself until you tap into that divine essence that you got within. That means that's what they call it, enlightenment. Self-realization. You got to transcend, meditate, do other things, spiritual practices to find out who you are, why we are here. That's what's the purpose of the life. And that's why we have to do all these spiritual practices. So we find out. And once you do that, there's no more coming back. No more cycles repeat itself. That's what I say. People don't understand that. That's a big concept to understand. You won't come back in a form, another human being or another, like a dog or an animal. No more of that, because you know who you are. You've been through that process. Like I have, for example, I told you my book talks about enlightenment. I have tapped into that divine essence by many years of practice of meditation. I reached that realization, self-realization. That's what it's called, until we all do that. That's why we have to do all these practices. And that's why I encourage a lot of people to do some kind of a spiritual practice, yoga, do that every day. Try to put away some time to think about God. And meditation, like I said, is the direct and fastest way to transcend, to know your essence.
I'm not trying to get out the subject, but a long, long time ago, there was a tarot reader that my mother would always ask her to come in. And she always stated that in my previous lifetime, I lived in a Jewish ghetto. I was Jewish. And that sort of like, and I think about that all the time. I think about that, my previous life. And I'll tell you the truth, I would like to try to, get to that point where I don't come back as a dog or a rat or something like that. I mean, most of the time I try to do the right thing. Not that I do it all the time, but, I like that point about, getting to a place where you totally understand who you are and where you come from.
And why we're here, to begin with.
Yeah.
Why are we leading these lives, all the time? Now, going through the teenage level and, being born and going through the old age, suffering, and eventually death and the fear of death and all these things, why repeating itself every time? You got to stop all that. That's the essence of knowing yourself, That's why they call it truth. I think Jesus calls it truth,
Right.
Different people call it different things, Learn your inner energy, inner consciousness, the divine essence that we all have within. And that's what it's all about. We have to do that. Otherwise, we'll be going around living every life with this big ego we have developed ourselves, and we shove that divine essence on the bottom, forget about it. And
Yeah.
we have developed this ego consciousness. That's what it is. It's called separation. We separated from our essential nature of being, which is divine to begin with. We went away and we shoved that aside and we developed this thing called ego. And we say, well, I'm this, I'm that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And we get mad, we get prejudiced. All sorts of things come because of the ego.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah.
We got to
No,
get rid of that,
Yeah, and you're right about that. Sometimes, ego-driven decisions have
Right.
come back to me and haunted me real bad because I was like, whoa, I wasn't really, I was thinking, but I was thinking too fast,
Yeah, that's exactly
right?
what we need to meditate. That's why exactly the topic of self-realization comes along, enlightenment.
Sarada, I wanted to ask you, I mean, you've had a long career in pharmaceuticals. You have a lovely backyard, and I'm pretty sure you have a lovely family. But what was the point that you said to yourself, "I'm going another"? What was it? That you said, "I need to go in another direction in my life." What was it that Because everybody has that point, right, where you say, "Okay, enough's enough. Yeah, I want to be able to do what I feel is important."
Yeah, that's a good question. I really, it's not all me, for example, in that decision. It's like something was telling me within me. There are some intuitions into something was driven me toward deciding those things. We all have intuitions. We all have insights we have to listen to sometimes. There's that's why I titled that in my book, Divine Calling, I called it. Divine gives you these signs or indications where what we should do, when we should do what tasks we should take upon. All that insight will come about eventually. And that's exactly how it happened to me. It was like I was married, I had 2 kids, my husband, and I was working in pharmaceutical company. Everything is fine for a long time. But there's something was missing in me for some reason. I felt like lack of something. I didn't know what it was. There's this constant questioning within myself. What is that I want to do? I'm not quite 100% happy, until I find out. Type of indication came about. And
Right.
that's what I call divine calling came about. And this sense of shift in perception took place within me. And that's when I turned around. You'll see that when you read my book, what led me toward that shift, how that shift took me to different levels of beingness. And that's when I gave up my job. And that's when I learned meditation and things like that. One thing after another. It's as if somebody's telling me what to do. And that's what I did eventually. I gave up my job and I started spending more time in meditating, even though I was keeping everything going with my husband, my family, the whole chores in the house. We all have laundry to take care of.
Yeah.
We can't do those.
Yeah, you mentioned that in the book.
Yeah, by the way, never ignore what's in your plate. Always take care of your responsibilities and your role that you're supposed to play well before you do anything for yourself to develop yourself. Could be meditation, could be yoga, could be this, going away someplace, doing some things for yourself. Take care of what you have in your plate first. Did you take care of your kids well? Did you take care of your kith and kin? Did you take care of your husband? Did you make dinner for everybody? Be with the family, be with everything, make everybody comfortable before you go on taking care of what you want to do, even though you're driven toward that direction. You have to pay attention to what you need to do first.
Right. Oh,
that's
so
very
true.
important. Yeah, that's what I do.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Let me see if Maria Clara wants to say.
I'm here.
Hi, Maria.
Would you like to interject?
Huh?
Would you like to interject?
it's very interesting. I've been meditating for a long time already, and I find so many things that you say that it resonates inside of me, like having the same experience or something like that. And that's very, very interesting. Just letting go and living from your essence is rewarding. That's what I think. It's very rewarding.
Do you meditate, Maria?
Yes, yes, I do.
You
I've
do?
been doing it for a long, long time.
Oh, very nice. Very
Yes,
nice. Okay.
yes.
Yeah, because eventually you'll find that tranquility and peace within you.
Yeah, no, I'm very, listen, with everything that I've been through in my life, and I'm very, and this time, especially in these times that so many challenges, and I feel okay. It's not everything is black and white, not everything is easy, but I feel okay, and it's not like oh no, I just
Right.
let it go, let it flow.
Definitely. Yeah. Make sure you read my book. You'll get a lot of information in that book,
Yeah.
I think, Jose, we got the link to order one
Yes.
directly.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Does everybody see that?
White Cloud Press.
Okay, good.
Just click on that, and or you can contact me. Jose has the information. I can send you a copy of the book.
Yeah, thank you, Sarada.
Sure.
Yeah, very.
All right. Thank you, Maria, for your comments. Sarada, I think we spent a good time introducing what meditation is, what it comprises of, and I mean, I feel good actually. I've been through my challenges too, and I haven't been meditating as long as Maria, but there was a period in my life that I really needed some other guidance, and meditation really helped me. And I know sometimes I have, I don't do it, but then always when I'm having real difficulties with life, I always come back to it because that's what really keeps me from
Definitely. It's almost like you're praying God, through meditation. You can always think of that way. Maybe it's not a simple, how people go to church and pray God, this, that, But meditation is a direct contact with divine. So look at it that way. It's an excellent way of reaching out to divine, your own true divine essence.
It's true. I just want to ask you, is there anything else you would like to state at this point?
No, other than I do these talks a lot everywhere, and one day I hope I can come to your place and give a overview of what is actually this whole self-realization enlightenment entails with questions and answers. In the meanwhile, please get a copy of my book that explains a lot of details about my own journey toward that direction, how I went through that and how I found out what it's all about life. And so getting a copy and reading that would really satisfy me. And of course, the proceeds of the book goes to charity. I had dedicated my books to proceeds to an organization that I had found, a lady called Ama Karunamai. As a teacher, I resonated with. It's an enlightened teacher. So she wrote a foreword about me and who I was in there, how she knew me through a retreat I had gone through in her ashram. So these divine beings know which individuals are ready to attain that knowingness or attain the truth. They can call upon sometimes souls that are ready. So I wrote all those things as well in the book. You guys might be interested in going to details, and make sure everybody gets a copy through my link. Today it's going on sale, and my publisher is having a sale, normally price, but it's 60% off or something. You can get a copy right away.
All right. We do have a copy that's going to be cataloged here.
Right.
And I have your copy. And I will, after we finish our discussion, I'll post it on Facebook again with
The
the
link.
publisher's link
Very good.
for people who want to. And then after this discussion, I will post it on YouTube and then on Facebook. So we get that secondary market of people that want to listen to the program.
Very good.
And if you want, we can also consider another topic, Sarada, down the road, because I feel there's plenty more
Great.
material that we can really discuss.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I'll be happy to.
Yeah, and hopefully get more people.
Definitely.
But you know what? I know I've been
This is a start.
yeah,
know?
and I really appreciate it. I'm pretty sure Maria would vouch for how good the session was.
Thank you all. Thank you so much, Maria.
You're
Okay.
welcome. Very, very, very interesting, everything you said.
All right then. So
Okay.
I'd like to end the session. Thank you, Sarada. Thank you, Maria Clara. And I look forward to presenting again. This is Jose Romero from West Orange Public Library, Adult Services / Outreach Librarian. Everybody have a pleasant evening, and thank you so much, Sarada.
Thank you, Jose, for having me.
All right, Maria, take
Bye-bye.
care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
All right, let me see. Okay.
All right. Should I leave now? Yes?
Yes. I want to save the recording.
Okay. Thank you so much again, Jose, for having this. You did a wonderful job. Thank you.
Oh my God. I was.
It's very good.
Sarada.
Yeah, this is,
Very interesting questions. Very interesting questions.
no, this is,
Oh,
people to understand why, people have to meditate and contemplate for a while.
yeah.
Which does a lot of good for the people. You guys are doing that. Very nice,
Absolutely. And I tell you the truth, Sarada, in March and April, the anxiety level, I can feel my anxiety. I just felt like, what is going on? And, I did my best to try to relax and meditate a little bit, but there needs to be more done. Let's put it that way.
Definitely. Please post my blogs as well about
I will.
coronavirus. I had written some blogs.
Okay.
People will reach out to them as well.
All right, Sarada. Good
Thank
night.
you.
Okay.
Good night.
Bye-bye. Let me see where we are. We're going to do...
Hola.
María,
Ajá.
mira, ¿qué tú crees? Buena mujer, ¿verdad?
Ya, sí, estuvo bien. Lástima que no vino más gente.
Ay, mija, es que tú sabes cómo esta cosa es. La gente dice, mira, había como half a dozen people that were going to come, 6, 7, and then no vienen.
Ya. Te toca conseguir como 20 para que aparezcan 5.
Sí, no, I know. Mira, you still interested?
¿En qué?
Para el libro tuyo next, if you want to do it in August.
Agosto ahora. Listen,
¿Eh?
I'm telling you, yes.
Okay, all right, so look.
Tú eres el que me has estado...
No, the thing is that, mira, nosotros abrimos esta semana.
Pero eso no tiene nada que ver. Estamos hablando
It does.
de...
No, because we spent a lot of time just trying to figure things
Okay.
out. We're going to bring people or not, but don't worry. We'll talk about this later.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.